Looking at this map of 16th century India, the Mughal Empire rapidly engulfed nearly every neighboring state. But zooming into the Rajputana region reveals a glaring exception. Mewar remained an isolated, unconquered border surrounded by Mughal territory. Mewar had a long memory of defiance. Generations earlier, rulers like Bapa Rawal and Hamir Singh had shattered massive foreign invasions, repelling Arab armies and the Delhi Sultanate to secure their borders. Emperor Akbar demanded total submission. Mewar's continued independence served as a living, breathing ideological threat to his absolute imperial authority. In 1567, Akbar moved to crush that threat. He marched on Mewar's capital, Chittorgarh, deploying overwhelming troop numbers and modern siege tactics. The Rajputs relied on traditional static defense, trapping themselves behind massive stone walls. The siege ended in catastrophe.
Commander Jaimal Rathore was killed by a Mughal musket, and the Rajput women committed jauhar, ritual self-immolation, to avoid capture. The aftermath was brutal. Akbar ordered the massacre of roughly 30,000 Hindu civilians inside the fort and enslaved the survivors. The tragedy of Chittorgarh proved a harsh mathematical reality. Static fortress warfare was entirely obsolete against the sheer scale of the Mughal war machine. 5 years later, in 1572, Maharana Pratap took the throne of Mewar. He inherited a fractured kingdom, but he had a singular objective: reclaim his ancestors' capital. Akbar preferred bloodless subjugation when possible. He sent 6 separate diplomatic envoys to Pratap, including political heavyweights like Rajaman Singh and Todar Mal, offering terms of peace. Pratap rejected every single one of them. He flatly refused to negotiate Mewar's freedom or accept Akbar as his sovereign. This diplomatic deadlock guaranteed a military clash. But having learned from the slaughter at Chittorgarh, Pratap made sure this war would be fought on his own terms. Pratap abandoned traditional Rajput military doctrine. Instead of meeting the Mughals in an open field or waiting inside a fort, he turned to highly mobile, terrain-based warfare. On June 18, 1576, he lured the Mughal army into Haldigati. The pass was so narrow it neutralized the Mughals' numerical advantage, and the uneven, rocky ground rendered their heavy artillery completely useless. This tactical map illustrates how Pratap organized his guerrilla warfare strategy. While a rigid block of Mughal forces bottlenecked in the pass, smaller Mewar units used the hills to strike the flanks and immediately retreat. By forcing the enemy into a geographical choke point, a smaller defending army acts as a massive force multiplier, neutralizing a vastly superior invading force. The fighting inside the pass was chaotic and deeply personal. Leaders on both sides were thrust into extreme close-quarters danger. Pratap himself was severely wounded. His survival came down to his loyal horse, Chetak. Despite taking a fatal hit from an elephant's tusk, Chetak ran on 3 legs and leaped across a wide river to carry Pratap to safety before collapsing. The loss of Chetak underscored the severe physical and personal toll required to maintain the insurgency. Following the clash at Haldigati, Pratap moved his mobile command base deep into the unforgiving Aravali Hills to sustain a decades-long insurgency. Between 1585 and 1597, this relentless hit-and-run campaign slowly bled the Mughal forces stationed there. Pratap systematically recaptured massive swaths of territory, ripping mountain strongholds like Kumbhalgarh and the city of Udaipur right back out of Mughal hands. The rigid, highly structured Mughal military apparatus simply could not cope with the continuous, decentralized pressure and the highly unpredictable enemy movements. Maharana Pratap died in 1597 at the age of 56. He left Mewar as the only Rajput state in India that never bowed to Emperor Akbar. The giant stone walls of Chittorgarh became a tomb for tens of thousands. Yet a highly mobile army, using the rugged hills as its absolute shield, successfully reclaimed a lost kingdom. A nation's survival ultimately relies on the adaptability, resilience, and unyielding willpower of its people, rather than the concrete of its fortresses.